much, Jessica. Joining me now is Sergeant Martin of the Marine Corps. Sergeant Martin, thank you so much for joining us tonight. First, let's just talk about the partnership between Cox 4 and the Marine Corps. Why is that such a great partnership to have?
Well, it's a great partnership to have because of the fact that Cox allows us to advertise for the Marine Corps by coming to the football games, doing interviews like this. You have the same goals we have in bettering the community and keeping the community informed. That's why it's a great relationship.
Definitely. Let's talk a little bit about the recruiting process. What do young men and women have to go through to be a part of the Marine Corps?
Okay, in order for young men and women to qualify for the Marine Corps, they have to qualify on a 3-tier level, mentally, morally, and physically. Mentally, they have to be mentally qualified by taking the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery Test. That's the test that will allow them to join the military. Morally, convictions, things like that, that'll be on a case-by-case basis. We have to find out, make sure they have no felonies, and then that they're a good model citizen. Because in the Marine Corps, that's all we accept is good model citizens. Okay, physically, certain injuries and certain medications, certain illnesses can disqualify from that. That's the main ways they'll qualify basically for the Marine Corps.
All right, now there's a lot of job opportunities in the Marine Corps. We were talking about it earlier, over 300. Can you talk a little bit about that and what the Marine Corps has to offer young men and women?
Okay, yes, there's no problem. Some of the jobs we have is in the aviation field, the ground field, the infantry field, the logistics. Logistics is, like running your everyday Walmart, your business side of the Marine Corps. You have supply jobs inside of the Marine Corps. Aviation mechanics, they can work on Hueys and Cobras, all kinds of different aircraft. That would transition them to be able to get a good job in the civilian sector. Not only that, they'll get formal training on all of those jobs so they remain up to date and current on whatever new out there in the civilian sector. So if they decide to end their active duty enlistment with the Marine Corps, they never end their time being a Marine, because once a Marine, always a Marine, but they can transition into the civilian world and be competitive for a good job against any civilian out there.
Absolutely, and that transition into the civilian world is very important.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's one thing about the Marine Corps. We want to return model citizens. Esprit de corps, always faithful to your unit. Semper Fidelis, what that means, Semper Fidelis is always faithful. We want Marines to be able to come into the Marine Corps as a regular civilian first, and we mold them. 13 weeks of recruit training is what they'll go through at Parris Island, South Carolina, and then from there, they'll go into Marine combat training, because every Marine's a rifleman first, or School of Infantry if they become an infantryman. There's nothing better than that. The Marine Corps is the most elite fighting force in the world. It's the smallest and most respected as well. So that's what we bring to the table when it comes to recruiting young men and women.
Exactly, and you said, we were talking about the slogan earlier, the few, the proud.
Yes, well, one of the reasons why we're the few, the proud is because we're a voluntary force, right? But guess what? Everybody can't be a Marine. It's impossible. All right, we're the most elite for a reason, because we only accept qualified individuals. We want the best of the best. If we accepted everyone, things wouldn't rotate. We wouldn't be able to call ourselves the few and the proud. So even though you might think you have what it takes, you'll come and see myself, and I'll let you know if you have what it takes.
All right, so let's take me, for example. I'm not exactly the best physical candidate for the Marines, but say someone who doesn't think they have the physical capability, where else can they go? Into all those other job opportunities, where can I fit in?
Okay, where can you fit in? First, what we'll do is I'll train you in a delayed entry program. Okay, you'll say, Sergeant Martin, I want to be a Marine. Then after sitting down with you, and I'll interview you and see what you bring to the Marine Corps, because that's what it's going to take. I'll educate you fully on what the Marine Corps can do for you, but in turn, you're going to have to educate me on what you can do for the Marine Corps. That way I know I'm not wasting my time with just one person who said, this is what I want to do.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what you want to do, it matters what you can do. Then from there, I'll train you to the best of my ability, which if it's the best of my ability, it won't get no better than that. Okay, and I'll make you into a Marine. I promise you that much. And then when you leave me from the delayed entry program, you're gonna go off to Parris Island and meet my brothers over there, the drill instructors. They will take you, break you, and bring you back up and make you a Marine. All right, you'll have to endure many challenges, many obstacles, from swim qualifications to the rifle range to the Crucible. The Crucible is a 54-hour event. Okay, it consists of multiple obstacles, multiple challenges. Recruit training is 80% mental, 20% physical.
Right.
Okay, you will learn how to drill. Drill will teach you obedience to orders. So if I say go left, you go left. If I say go right, you go right. And by the time I'm finished with you, I can promise you one thing. You might not look as good as this in this uniform, but you will look good and do the same thing I can do. I promise you that.
All right, Sergeant Martin, thank you so much for joining us. Jessica, back to the studio.